Hey guys, I'm back. We've already covered I, which will be the next video in this playlist, but now I want to cover IJ, J1 and J2. I'm not going to go into detail regarding J1 and J2 subclades right now, but I will get that covered in a later video. So as you can see on this map, IJ formed somewhere in West Asia, perhaps around Eastern Anatolia. The group that is to become I travels into the Balkans and then diverges from there, and then the group that is to become J remains in the region and it splits off into a clade called J1 and a clade called J2. Now there's some disagreement about whether J1 formed in the Caucasus, because that seems to be where some of the deepest rooted clades are, or in Arabia, which is where it's dominant. Where it's even more dominant. J, the deepest rooted clade of J, is actually a clade found in Socotrans, which is a little island off the coast of the southern coast of Arabia, so on the east coast of Africa. So there's evidence for both, because the clade in the Caucasians seems quite deep rooted. There's evidence there, and because Socotrans have the deepest rooted clade of J, it seems like it might have developed further south. And J2 is thought to have developed there in the Levant, in the Near East, in the region where it now predominates. Okay, so moving on to this map, we see the migrations of these clades. So J1 either travelled from the Caucasus to Arabia, or the other way around, in its very early history, formative history. And then J1 comes to be dominant both in certain Caucasian groups and throughout Arabia, particularly in the Yemeni Houthis, North Yemen, and the Marsh Arabs of southern Iraq. It reaches almost 100%. It's also almost 30% in the Amhara of Ethiopia, and just over 20% in the Oromo, the other main Ethiopian tribe. And as you can see, both J1 and J2 migrate into Europe. There's a deeper rooted clade of J2 in Greece, and then there's a clade of J2 that's found throughout northern Africa and Europe. J1 reaches its peak in Europe, in Sicily and southern Italy. It's also found in northern Africa. And then J2 also has very ancient migration much further east. It's found in some, not Indians at large, but some particular Indian groups, like the farmer castes of the Tamil people, for instance, have quite a high incidence of J2, and it had been found as an outlier in the Indus civilization as well. Just a few interesting facts as a note in conclusion. Both parties in the Crusades were led by individuals who were carriers of J1, so very, very distant cousins in the sense of genetic genealogy. That's Saladin and Richard the Lionheart, both with J1. The Plantagenet dynasty of France and England was J1. And yeah, so although it's not had that high an incidence outside the south of Europe, it's had a pretty far-reaching impact on the whole of Western Eurasia. As you can probably tell, I have a bit of cold. That's been the reason for my 2-day absence. If you would sub and share, it would really help the channel grow, and then I can produce more detailed, more accurate, higher quality content for you guys. Ciao, ciao.